I almost got jumped one time. Like, actually got my ass kicked by like 6 to 7 dudes at once. Closest I've ever been to thinking that I was going to get the shit kicked out of me and I needed to get out, I needed to get away. Just wrong place, wrong time. Shouldn't have even been hanging out there. But I used to play pickup basketball, right? Like 5 nights a week, legit pickup basketball. I was like depressed about a girl at the time, and I would sleep like all day, and then I would wake up and I would play pickup basketball like every single goddamn night with my friend Romel. Romel was like the main homie that always used to take me to different courts to play pickup basketball. He knew like everyone. He always knew where there was a game going on, so we'd go around different areas of Chicagoland. If you guys know about like playing like street basketball, obviously there's going to be sketchy people hanging out, strange characters, especially in the Chicagoland area. You know, there's some towns that maybe aren't so nice, aren't ideal for playing basketball. But anyways, one night he was like, yeah, let's go play over here. I know some guys that are having a game. I show up, meet his friends, a lot of cool people. I meet this dude named Asim. He's like, yeah, my friend named Asim is starting a league. He's looking for people to play in his league also, but like, if you guys hit it off or something, like you guys become friends, then maybe you can play in his league later. It was actually a Muslim league. We play a couple games, and there's just more and more people showing up, dude. It's like the lights stay on at this place until like 11 p.m. Every time I turn around after another game, there's more people piled up, standing on the outside, watching the games. There's girls, like, if you guys know what ramp tramps are, that's what they say like in skateboarding. Like there's a skate park right next to the basketball court, and they always say there's like ramp tramps hanging out. It's like girls who just like hang out on the ramps and like are fucking all of the skaters or whatever, and then are there like talking shit and like yapping their mouths at people and stuff like that. So there were a bunch of girls like that like came over from the skate park, and there's people hanging out who don't even play basketball, who are in their street clothes, who, you know, and it's just getting sketchier and sketchier and stranger looking. And for whatever reason, my dumbass thought it was a good idea to put my belongings just like off to the side of the court, just because like my friends were hanging out there or whatever. Like, I didn't even ask them to watch over my shit, but I don't know, I wasn't even thinking. I just always do that when I go out to play basketball, and I put like my phone, my keys, whatever, like just off to the side of the court. A couple games go by, and what happens when I go to take a drink of water between games? What happens? You guys already know. You already know. Obviously I go back over there and my shit's not there, right? My keys were there, but my phone wasn't there. And I just bought this phone. It was an iPhone, whatever, an iPhone 6 or something like that at the time, right? Most of my friends were leaving. A lot of the people who were there, who were hanging out earlier watching the games, all left. And now I have no idea who possibly took my phone. And hang on with me, stay here with me. I'm getting to a lesson. There's a lesson and there's a meaning to the story, actually. I don't know where the fuck my phone is. I don't know how I'm supposed to find it. Obviously somebody stole it. Obviously I didn't just like there were all these people hanging out. Obviously somebody stole it. I was like, well, I guess there's nothing I can do. Maybe I can call the police, file a police report or something, but otherwise I don't know how I could possibly find out where my phone is. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get a new one. And this guy Asim, who I just met that night, didn't even know the guy, just played a couple games of basketball with him. My friend's friend was like, he's like, fuck that. We gotta go get your phone, man. We're gonna go find it. We're gonna start questioning people. And I'm like, dude, what? Nobody's even here. We don't know who to ask. If we do find somebody and we think that they might have my phone, what the fuck are we gonna, how are we gonna get it off of them? What are we gonna beat them up? Like, and he's like, there are those motherfuckers right over there. He like points out these dudes like all the way across like 2 baseball fields, way out in the middle of a street somewhere, like under a street light, and there's like 6, 7, 8 dudes. And you could tell by the clothes that they were wearing that these were the guys that were hanging out at the basketball court. He's like, those are those motherfuckers right over there. He's like, we gotta go get them. And it's just me and him at this point. And I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, he's like, and this dude just takes off. This dude just takes off, boom, boom. I'm like, I just met this dude like an hour or 2 ago. I don't even know this dude. This dude's going to bat for me for some reason. He's like, we gotta go get this phone. Bro takes off, runs through the field. And in the middle of the field, we find my phone case. Like, oh shit, like for whatever reason, they threw my phone case off to the side, and it was in the middle of the field in the grass. And this is like 11 p.m. or something at this point. And he's like, it's those motherfuckers, like we gotta get them. Run over there, I follow Asim. We show up and these dudes, like, they're all like, oh, like what's going on? Why are you guys chasing after us? And I was like trying to be civil with it. I was like, hey guys, I lost my phone. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. And Asim just takes over right away. He's like, who fucking took his phone? Empty your pockets right now. Empty your bags. We gotta see that shit. Everybody show us your shit or we're gonna kick somebody's ass. I'm like, whoa. Like, yo, yo, chill out. I'm not trying to get jumped right now. It's like 2 of us. I think it was just the 2 of us, and they're like 7 shady-looking dudes. And actually, like, a couple of the dudes, like, kind of opened their bags, and they're just like, whoa, like, what you want, and shit. And, like, they fucking showed us, like, their pockets, like, barely showed us the inside of their pockets. And I remember just thinking, like, dude, we got to back out. Like, now we have an idea that it might be one of these guys. Let's call the cops, maybe, and just tell them the description of these guys. I don't know. Like, I don't even know where. And this dude's, like, Awesome's, like, sitting there, like, riling shit up. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to get my fucking ass kicked right now, bro. And I was like, let's go. We get out of there. I mean, like I said, what are we gonna, like, jump these guys, or like try to fight these guys or some shit? Like, we're gonna get our asses kicked. And then we get back to my car, and literally right when we get back to my car, I swear, like, God's plan, bro. We get to my car and we're pulling out of the park. Like, I'm at this point, like, his friends who he was with, Awesome, already went home. He stayed there. He just met me like an hour or 2 ago or whatever. He stayed there after his ride left, and he's gonna get a ride home with me just to, like, help me look for my phone. And anyways, we get in my car. As soon as I'm pulling out of the park, like, pull out through the parking lot, like through the opposite side of, like, the park area or whatever, like through the opposite side, and what do you fucking know? Right through the front of my headlights walks the main dude who was acting the sketchiest out of that entire group by himself right in front of us. And I'm like, this is that motherfucker right now. Let's, like, kind of, like, follow him. And Awesome immediately, I look over, this dude already has the police. He's like called 911 and shit. He's fucking calling the police right now, and he's telling the description of this dude. He's like, yeah, this guy's got the phone. I'm like, we don't know that. It's like, chill out. And he's telling him, like, yo, we're gonna follow this dude. He's like, Jimmy, follow this motherfucker. I'm like, all right, shit. Like, this dude means business. This Awesome guy. This dude's crazy, bro. This is gonna get my ass kicked. I just met this dude. We go out, follow this dude. So, like, he wasn't even paying. This dude was, like, looking on his phone, like, walking in the middle of the night. This dude wasn't paying attention. Like, followed him for a couple blocks in my Jeep, and then we pull out, and he, like, walks up to a huge group of people. Like, it must have been, like, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys in front of, like, this strip mall. It's, like, already in, like, not the best neighborhood, and it's, like, a strip mall of, like, a liquor store, a tobacco store, like an Asian massage parlor, and, like, a White Hen. If you guys know what White Hen is, like, you know that's where the shit goes down, in front of the White Hen, bro. Shit's going down out there, you know. So it's a shady environment, bunch of shady looking characters. At this point, like, nobody's out there. It's the middle of the night. We pull in our Jeep. Immediately everybody looks at us because nobody else is hanging out in there at the middle of the night. They see a fucking white dude and a brown dude in a Jeep, and all these characters hanging out. They're smoking, doing whatever, like, music playing and shit. Huge, like, crowd of them. And Awesome's on the phone with the police. Luckily, the police department was, like, right across the street, like, right fucking there. And, like, as soon as he hangs up the phone, these guys all were, like, looking at us and staring at us. And I was like, oh shit, we need to go. I turned my car on. I was like, I'm ready to get out of here. And, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 of the dudes were just staring straight at us and started walking toward the car. At this point, they're like 20 feet maybe in front of the car. Like, they were walking toward us. I'm not saying they were gonna beat us up. They weren't saying anything, but they were walking toward us, like, looking like, hey, what the fuck's going on over here? And in that group was this dude who we think might have, like, there's a chance that he might have our phone, or my phone. I had my car on. I was ready to get the fuck out of there, and literally, like, right as these dudes are approaching our car, like, 3 cop cars pull into the parking lot, and dudes just scatter. Dudes just start running, and the dude who we thought were like, yeah, that guy might have our phone, he gave him, like, a description, whatever, red hoodie, jeans, or Trues or whatever, fucking Trues. You guys remember Trues? And the cops ran after this dude, and I remember they, like, slammed him up against this wall. They were holding him up against this wall. The dude's screaming, like, fighting back. Dude's going crazy. And, like, dude, a bunch of dudes just scattered, ran off. It was a scene, bro. And we're just sitting there watching this shit from my car, like, oh shit. And this, anyways, like, people are running, people are getting, like, chased, held up against walls. And then the cop just comes up to my car and says, yo, is this your phone? And I was like, yeah, that's it. And he just gives it to me. And he's like, come over here, I need you to identify the subject, or some shit like that. I don't remember. Like, he'd, like, come over to the car for some reason to, like, look at the, whatever. Like, walk over to the car. And this dude who had my phone, who we thought was the dude who had my phone, is in the car and he's screaming. He's like in the back, he's like screaming and fucking flinging his arms around and shit and like yelling shit out at the window. I couldn't hear what he was saying. And then the cop turns to me, he's like, yeah, this kid's 17 and he already has like 4 felonies or something. He's been like on the run or something like that. But he was like, yeah, he was like underage and he had a bunch of felonies and basically he was causing a bunch of trouble. And I was like, that's actually crazy. I'm so glad that we didn't like try to like fight those guys or anything like that. We just like dipped out when we did, and things just happened to work out. Like this dude just like walked in front of my car, and then we followed him, and we had just enough time to not get our fucking like my car like hit or anything, or I don't even know what they would have done. We were inside my car when they were all approaching us. And then at this point, it's midnight, 1 a.m. or something like that, and the cop's like, hey, we need you to get to the station now, fill out a police report. And Asim's just like, let's go. Like, let's go. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And we both sat there and we fucking told the cops everything that we knew. We're there for like a couple hours. It's early morning at this point. Anyways, they're like, all right, thank you for everything, whatever. Glad you got your phone. See you guys. And we dip out and we go home. Asim's just like, all right, like peace, bro. Like, glad we got your phone. And I'm like, man, like, thank you. I'm like, what a real one. What a real one. Literally just met this dude. He spent all night helping me get my phone. He fucking did 99% of the work. I did 1%. It was my phone. He just met me. He was on some like, he's like a friend of Romel is a friend of mine type shit. Like some real shit. And then I saw this dude, like I ended up joining this dude's Muslim basketball team for like a couple months. It was a great time. We lost like all of our games, but it was such a good time. And then we kind of like went our separate ways, man. Like he's on a different path. He lives in kind of a different area. He's doing all types of different stuff. I'm doing like the music and moved to Japan and whatever. And we only ran into each other maybe once, like in every 4 years or something like that since then. Maybe even met like twice after we like stopped kind of playing basketball together all the time. But always, I got this dude on my social media. Dude, I've got, like if you think about it, like this dude, he's Muslim, he's a brown dude from a different town, I'm a white dude from a different town, I'm into rock music and want to move to Japan and blah blah blah, and he's into like tech and being a big business guy and making all types of like business moves and stuff, something like way different than me. Like we don't have like hardly anything in common, at least on the surface. But this dude's just going to bat for me. And ever since I've known him, dude, I was in a band, I did solo music, and this dude has been like my biggest supporter through all of that shit. Like as much as like the friends that I see all the time, as much as the friends that are in the bands with me, in the music scene with me, this dude's always sharing my shit. He's always messaging me, dude, just listen to that song's a banger. He's sharing it on his stories. I started the YouTube thing and I haven't even seen this dude in like 5 fucking years. And he's commenting on my YouTube videos, he's sharing my YouTube videos, he's like, hey bro, just here to support you. Being an absolute real one. And I fucking, like I said, I see this dude like once in the last 5 years or something. And they're like, when I think about it, there are other people like that as well who I never see. But they're just like the absolute best, wholesome, just real motherfuckers, just great, great people. And then you think about the people that you're surrounded by in your day-to-day life. How many of the people that are in your day-to-day life are shitty, treat you like shit, don't talk to you with respect, don't support your goals, and they're just there because it's convenient that they're there. They live close by. You guys have been friends forever. They're family, they're blood, but they treat you like shit. And you choose to spend time with them just because it's convenient or just because what you have done, it's what you have done for years. And then there are people like Asim, who you never see. And they've got your best interests in mind. They just want to support you. They're honest. They're wholesome. They have the same long-term goals as you. And you never see them. You don't make time to go see these people and to give these people the respect that they deserve. I mean, unfortunately, I can't meet up with Asim when I go back to the States for Christmas. I hit him up and asked if we could meet, but he said he's got other plans, so I'm just happy that he's happy. But it's just kind of like that, man. It's like think about how many people you spend time with on a day-to-day basis who don't have your best interests in mind, who treat you like shit, who talk to you like shit. And then think about how many awesome people there are out there that maybe you don't even know, that maybe you think you might not have anything in common with, just because they look a little bit different than you, they have maybe different hobbies than you, they live in a different area than you. And then you just talk to that person for whatever reason, what happens? And they're the realest motherfucker around. And that can be your boy, that can be your homie. It can be your homie for life, like awesome, dude. Like, I'm looking around, I walk around in Tokyo sometimes, and there are so many people, and I think we just naturally have this tendency to think that people that look different from us, or maybe even people that look the same to us, just wouldn't be interested in hanging out, don't have anything in common with us, whatever. But then you talk to someone and you're like, wow, this person's really cool. We relate on so many different levels. I can really get along with this person. But then there are people in my life every day who don't treat me well, who treat me like a piece of shit, who talk down to me all the time. And like I said, they're just there because it's convenient, because they've always been around. I propose to you, we need to start getting rid of the empty weight dragging us down in our daily lives, the people who aren't contributing their fair share to positivity in our relationships, and start making more time, start going out of our way to surround ourselves with like-minded people who have our best interests in mind, who treat us with respect when we treat them with respect. And also talk to some people that are new, talk to some people that are different from you, talk to some people that you might not think that you have so much in common with. So you never know who you're gonna meet, man. There are a lot of real ass motherfuckers out there and you wouldn't know it. So I love Awesome. Awesome, if you watch this, you're the homie. I'm gonna shoot you a message anyway, dude. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the homies, man, and everybody who I haven't seen enough for lately, whether it's because I've been here in Japan or I've just gone through a different path in life as you. I'm gonna be hitting you up. Just wanna make sure that I'm surrounding myself with the best people. So if you guys like the video, I hope you subscribe, comment, whatever. Comments help the algorithm. So my name is yungjamez. Thank you guys for watching. YUNGJAMEZ. If you guys want to join my Discord, it's me $5 on PayPal. Do not forget to add your Discord username. Otherwise, take care, guys. Love y'all, and shout out to Awesome.